How's it going, guys? I got a game here with Dangerous36M, also known as Rick, and yeah, he was streaming after we finished recording the Meta podcast, and I offered him a match, or he offered me one, whatever the case. We brought some unconventional pokes, so we'll have at it. He's gonna lead with a Gardevoir. I'm gonna lead with my Victini. I don't know what he's going to do, if at all, if he's gonna stay in or if he's actually gonna go with a move. I'm going to go for the Fire Blast on this or his potential switch in, because, you know, this isn't really in itself too good of a matchup. But Fire Blast doesn't even do half, so if I'm going to take it out, I need to do it from the physical side. He ends up going for a Wish, and yeah, I don't know if he's going to pass it, but I actually end up going into Manatrik predicting the Thunderbolt, and at the very least I can hit him with a +1 Volt Switch if he did go for it, or a +1 T-Bolt depending. He switches out to Blastoise, so we both make that double switch, so I do have switch advantage here. And I guess he predicted me going for the Volt Switch, or he knew he could take a T-Bolt, but whatever the case may be, I go for the Volt Switch, does over half, and I go into my Rotom, you know, to resist the Water move, as he Mirror Coats. And I don't see that too often on Blastoise. He definitely threw me for a loop, and he ends up taking me out, which is really unfortunate, because I am going to need Rotom later in the match. But I bring Manatrik back in now, and I decide that I need this thing dead. You know, it mirror coated me once. I can't have it doing that again. So I bring in Manatrik because that's the one thing I have that can hit it reliably and hard. And out of this whole mirror coat amazement thing, I was completely oblivious to the fact that he had a Garchomp, and he could have switched into that at any point. So he does that. And I'm going to go for the Hidden Power, which I thought was Ice at the time, but because this was 4th Gen Manatrik, I just made it shiny, give it a nickname. It turns out to be Grass for NU, you know, for like Quagsire and whatnot. But yeah, I got to switch that out to Ice. I haven't done that yet. But I'm going to go for the Flamethrower, you know, hoping for a burn. He misses both his Fire Fang and his Dual Chop, and I'm thinking, man, if you get one more bit of hacks, you're going to start, you know. And then I give him the burn, and the match just went from, you know, ridiculous to super ridiculous at this point. So he's going to hit me with an Earthquake because he doesn't want stuff to miss anymore. And now that he's burned, you know, his usefulness is completely gone. And he's going to take Life Orb Recoil. He actually turns out to be a Life Orb Chomp, which is something I should try, you know. It seems like a decent idea and whatnot. Anyway, I bring in my Tauros because I know I'm going to outspeed, knowing he's not Choice Scarfed anymore, you know, after he was able to switch up moves thanks to the Fire Fang and whatnot. But down goes Chomp, in comes Blastoise, and I want to go for the Rock Climb because I want to say that it'll do a good amount of damage, and it does not take him out, which is, you know, it's Sheer Force and Life Orb boosted Rock Climb, and it takes it, and he's going to hit me with a Scald. Thankfully, he does not get the burn, so I'm actually able to use this thing later. But I don't want any of my moves to miss, you know, at this range, because he'll end up taking me out otherwise, so I go for the safe Earthquake, take it out, despite taking Life Orb Recoil, and in comes Metagross. The only reason he could, the only reason he would switch that in is if he has Bullet Punch or if he's the rarer Scarf variant. I was predicting the Bullet Punch, so I went out to Victini. But if he did turn out to be Scarfed and he went for the Earthquake, then that just would have sucked. But he knows he's threatened by the Fire Blast, so he's going to go out to Gardevoir, who took my first Fire Blast really well. And it probably would have been a 2-hit KO from that point, you know, barring lefties, min-max variations, anything of the sort. Or misses, you know, like those. I missed the Fire Blast and I missed the Thunder. You know, I wanted to get Paralysis on it, but Paralysis or Burn would have been nice, and I didn't even hit either move to begin with, even with Victory Star, which is like, wow. So I go for this Fire Blast. Looking at the damage, you know, having all three of those moves hit definitely would have taken it out. And his only attacking move appears to be Psychic, so it would have been nice to have a Dark type here, get some switch advantage. But I'm going to go for the Fire Blast again, you know, try to whittle it down. And if he does end up living, he'll have Wish, and he'll be able to bring it up. But thankfully, I do end up benefiting from that, and I do take him out. Anyways, in comes Kajundo. I'm kind of scared of the Fake Out / Stone Edge thing going on, so I go to my my Golurk here, and he actually has Payback, and I'm like, wow, you were expecting that. So I take a pretty hefty chunk, and he turns out to be Life Orb and whatnot, so I'm going to go for a sub, thinking he can't really do much aside from Payback anyway, and he bulks up, and I'm like, well, I don't see this that often, but, you know, this kind of got bad, because now he can actually take one of my Earthquakes. I'm adamant max attack, so that Earthquake is at its full potential. He's going to go for a payback, and what am I trying to say here? He's faster than me, so payback isn't going to do its full damage there and whatnot. But, you know, he has +1, so it'll still do, like, a stupid good amount of damage. And he does live the Earthquake thanks to the bulk up, which is like, wow, a bulk up Kajando. And he's just going to hit me with another payback, take me out. From that range, you know, even with just +1. I mean, Golur does have a lot of HP, but, you know, it won't be able to take a hit that well. He's Life Orb, though, so that's cool. He'll end up being able to whittle himself down. Fortunately, I have my own Kajando here, and I'm just going to go for the Fake Out to take his out, which is wonderful. So, I know he has a Metagross left, and I forgot the other thing he has left, but it actually turns out to be a Glaceon. Seeing as how we brought it in on my Kajando versus Metagross, I'm definitely thinking he's Scarfed. So I'm going to go to Victini here to see what move he locks himself in on. I wish I had more health. That little Misfest versus Gardevoir kind of came back to bite me in the ass, because maybe I could have taken one. I don't know. But I'm going to bring in my Kajando, try to whittle it down some more with Fake Out. And this actually ends up, you know, costing me pretty big, because it turns out on this next turn I do end up taking an Ice Beam, so I could have actually just gone for the high jump kick and undoubtedly taken it out from there. And he gets the freeze on me, you know, payback for the burn from earlier. So he's going to switch out here, and he's going to go into his Metagross to try to take me out or whatever. Fortunately, I get the first turn thaw, but seeing the freeze just really scared me. And high jump kick doesn't take him out, so if I hadn't gone for the Fake Out, then I wouldn't have that Life Orb recoil in the first place. I could have switched out to Tauros to get some Regenerator health going on again, and could have gone from there. But unfortunately, you know, he's going to take me out with Bullet Punch, and that's going to be the game. So a narrow 2-0, the best I probably could have pulled at that point was a tie. And Rotom would have been nice to bring in on the Bullet Punch, is why I needed it. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Kind of a short match, I guess. But rate, comment, sub, do your thing. Both links description. You know how it goes. And I will see you guys later. Peace.